Hey y'all, it's April the 3rd, 2017, and I want to holler at y'all real quick, alright? This month, because you gotta know that every month is assigned some special awareness type title. Every month you're supposed to be aware of some stuff as an American, I suppose, or just a person in general. You need to be aware of this stuff globally. They all have months. There's a different holiday every week, every other week. All right, all sort of just more and more holidays, more and more awareness things. Days and weeks are dedicated to this and that. It's hard to keep up with, but a lot of y'all probably done heard that it's Autism Awareness Month, or I guess it's Autism Awareness Month. Alright, people need you to be aware of this kind of stuff. And as you might know, there's an organization called Autism Speaks, and people affiliated with the Autism Speaks, or people who are supporting it, what they're doing is they're lighting stuff with blue lights. That's what they're doing. They're lighting up stuff with blue lights. And Autism Speaks is an organization that not only lights up things with blue lights, but they also hold these autism walks, these parades, if you will. Every year, all across the nation and stuff, they do this kind of stuff. Now, a couple years ago, I laid out a pretty classic video regarding Autism Speaks. Not only Autism Speaks, and my gut, how I felt about them. And I'll leave a link below if I can find it. Not only did I say Autism Speaks is of Satan, and I did. I said, actually their methods are also of Satan, because the thing is, Autism Speaks is of Satan, and what they do must be of Satan, because they're going to do what they want to do. And it's dumb. I made a video. A lot of people have probably seen it. And you know what? It's on the internet forever, alright? Forever and ever. So, a lot of people seen it. They probably didn't like what I had to say. Probably didn't like when I say Autism Speaks and everything like Autism Speaks is of Satan. Probably didn't like that. Alright, probably got offended by that. Now, I thought it was very clear even back then, even in my autistic way, but I can clarify even more now that, I don't think it's pointy-eared with horns coming out of their hair type people running around chanting and stuff. That's not what I think a autism walk is. I've seen autism walks. I've seen exactly what they are. And I know what they stand for. And the truth is, they stand for not making a lick of sense. Not even one bit of sense. And it's for that reason I say, well, then this whole thing, what these people are doing with these walks and lighting things blue, well, it doesn't make any sense. And therefore it is of Satan, because things that don't make sense, things that could potentially be destructive or divisive for no good reason, well, these things usually are of Satan, and that's why I said it way back when. Right? I said it way back when. It was my gut instinct, and I had no idea. All the other people out there who might actually agree with the Looney Tunes type of things that I was saying, that Autism Speaks is ludicrous, that their marches are of Satan, and that everybody should be very wary of these people. I said this a couple years ago. I'm going to fast forward until today, right? Even just today, I started a Twitter. Now you might say, well, you're way past Twitter. Twitter is old stuff, and you just barely started it. You just barely started it today. Yeah, I did. I didn't even want a Twitter, but the thing is, this girl kind of convinced me. She said, you know what, you need a Twitter. If you do the Twitter, the good things are going to happen. So I said, all right, and I got a Twitter, and I hopped on Twitter. I started to try to figure out what exactly, because I know Donald Trump's on Twitter and all sort of people saying some stuff. I was trying to figure out, how Twitter works, and all, the little features that it has. And so I'm on this, and I stumble across, because you already know it's Autism Awareness Month, and you light it up blue, and you give money to some people, and they make everything all right. All right. You already know that this is happening. So on Twitter, I come to find out that there's actually a very big resistance. There's actually a substantial resistance filled with all sort of people who actually feel the exact same way that I do. Maybe they don't say the name Satan, but they share the exact same sentiment when it comes to such organizations as Autism Speaks, or these. I would have to imagine these marches. You have to understand, the marches aren't good either. The little walks are not. That doesn't benefit nobody. All right. What I want to explain about the dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of people who dislike the whole light it up blue Autism Speaks type of pandemonium that goes on in April. Those who don't like it on Twitter, there's a lot of them, and it's just on Twitter. Who knows how many are out there who just really dislike Autism Speaks? And you will note that if you go on Twitter and you type in hashtag red instead, that's the meme. Hashtag red instead, that's all you type in on Twitter. You're going to see how many people who are autistic, who are adults, do not like Autism Speaks, and probably wouldn't like their methods either of having people walk around in parades and gather money and take this money to some centralized agency. They probably don't like that. In fact, that's exactly why they don't like that. When you look into it, all these people who have autism, who are adults on Twitter, typing in that hashtag red instead, all these people understand that, you know what, they're individuals, and that is the problem. Autism, it strikes people in different ways. It affects people in different ways. They think about different things. They're all different. Autistic people cannot be all lumped into one group. Not in a sound manner. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Like, for example, and here's the best example, there's autistic adults who absolutely like Autism Speaks, and there's autism adults who don't. All right, you see how they don't agree on stuff. You see how they're different groups of people. You see how the autistic adults probably don't receive none of that kind of money that you're throwing over there to Autism Awareness, to Autism Speaks. All the money that's being donated, all the money. All right. For example, you know what? I don't know why. I mean, because it's Autism Awareness Month this month, isn't it? I don't know why, but San Antonio, they're not having their autism little walk until October, mid-October. I don't know why it's taking them so long, why they're so lazy. But then again, you know what? They probably have a lot of diabetes walks to do in San Antonio. The thing is, they're not having their thing until mid-October, their little walk, all right? And they have a goal set in mind. If you go to their website, it says right now, a goal set in mind, $65,000 raised for what? All right, and the thing is, people are tripping out, talking about Donald Trump is cutting all these funds for autism, for autistic people in our public schools. He's cutting all sort of funds. The thing is, funds for what? If you're going to have the audacity to recognize that autistic people are very different from other autistic people, you'll start to understand that, you know, these are all individual snowflakes and we treat it as such. You cannot centralize funding anywhere and be effective in any kind of way. Dispersing that funding to certain autistic people and for the reasons that they need it. None of that's going on. There is big old exchanges of money that is going on, though. Alright, so understand that the whole methodology of an Autism Speaks and all these walks and marches and gathering money, that methodology is completely ass backwards. Right? And it is of Satan. And I don't mean to, it's like if you ever been to one, I'm not saying you're of Satan. I'm saying you probably don't want to go to one again. Right? Because it is impossible to have this methodology revolving around some sort of centralized agency for gathering money, and that's somehow going to make autism good. Right? Doesn't make any sense. And if you go on to Twitter and you see some of these hashtag red instead people, you know, a lot of them clearly just point out you don't need to give money to people and have those people give money to autistic people. You just need to maybe like lend an ear, maybe try to understand, maybe help an autistic person that you know, but help them do what they want to do. Has nothing to do with going on marches and parades and walks. Has nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing to do with it. And gathering money and putting it into some sort of person's bank has nothing to do with it. Alright, so I can imagine, seeing as, you know what, that Autism Speaks little, the goal that they were setting over there in San Antonio, that 65,000, they haven't gotten anywhere close to that. And I wonder, I mean, they got until mid-October to keep raising money. Keep raising money. Keep raising money. They got until October to be done with that. Maybe they'll get to 65,000. Maybe we'll have to keep an eye on that. Maybe people just don't buy into it no more. Maybe people ain't buying into this no more. Right? Maybe some people are understanding that, you know what, there's autistic people out here with crazy, amazing, insane skills. I mean, I'm talking about just all over the top, all 2 chains and stuff, just balling out of control type skills. These autistic people, and the thing is, the world needs to harness it. Hashtag harness autism. You know what I'm saying? The world needs to harness this energy. It has nothing to do with walking down the street in a parade. It has nothing to do with raising money and stuff. Right? It has nothing to do with balloons and all that confetti and whatever else. Julia on Sesame Street. Nothing to do with that. Alright, anyways, we're living in the tribulation, you know what I'm saying? And it's April the 3rd, 2017. I'll have to holler at y'all later. Hey, by the way, I'm on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? At Gerard for America. On Twitter. So holler at me and stuff. Holler at Donald Trump, real Donald Trump. Anyways, April 3rd, 2017.